Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live with the Zero Hour pre-show. I'm Alexander Shaw, joined by Jay Scott, and we're starting things off with an invitation by Chris Princess to the rebirth of Alex Graves.
Very interested to see what we've got going on here. A lot of mystery shrouding what's going on between these two. A lot of animosity here. I'm very interested to see what happens next in this saga.
Yes, we know Chris Princess has been playing some mind games with Alex Graves as of late, and I'm confused to see where this is going to go.
The opening match of the Zero Hour pre-show is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the fabulous, furious Freaks, Chris Princess, and his tag team partner, Alex Graves.
As Chris Princess makes his way down to the ring. And this has definitely been an interesting situation.
Hold on, I might be mistaken, but did the announcer just say that we're going to be seeing Alex Graves as Chris Princess's tag team partner? These two have been beating the crap out of each other for the past couple weeks. How are they going to team up? Is this what he means by the rebirth of Alex Graves?
I was just about to say, these last couple of weeks of mind games from Chris Princess, and now, was that his attempt at courting Alex Graves in some way? Chris Princess is a very strange individual, so I wouldn't put it past that as his way of trying to become friends with someone. But this all seems a little sudden, don't you think?
I agree completely. The question is Graves gonna, accept this invitation?
Well, I guess we'll have to find out. There's the music of Alex Graves himself.
Sporting a bit of a different look than we're used to seeing him with. Perhaps this is, perhaps he very much is accepting this rebirth that Chris Princess is offering.
I mean, I see the purple, and you have to think, has Alex Graves been indoctrinated into the Fabulous Furious Freaks? I mean, ever since Season 4 began, Jay, it feels like the Fabulous Furious Freaks have continued to grow and expand. I mean, we saw just at the tail end of last season, Rox join the group. We saw Kaz join the group at the start of the season, and now Graves, Alex Graves, appears to have become one with the Fabulous Furious Freaks.
This is something, it's a little mysterious, it's a little malicious. Even though the Fabulous Furious Freaks have been, for the most part, out of the title picture this season, they've been kind of gathering their strength in the background, and you gotta think that maybe with the addition of Alex Graves, their additions will finally pay off.
And their opponents, Xander Woods and his tag team partner, Satoru.
Well, here comes Xander Woods, who appears to be the Fabulous one half of Fabulous Freaks' opponents here tonight. And Xander Woods, actually, someone who's had some issues with the Freaks ever since the start of the season. As, he was attacked by Chris Princess and the Freaks earlier on in the season when Kaz made his presence known, when Chris started that saga with Ebac, and now it appears Xander Woods and Satoru will be taking the fight to the Freaks and their newfound member here tonight.
And you gotta think, these are CWL veterans. These are guys who know the lay of the land. They know these competitors. And you gotta think that, the team of Satoru and Xander Woods, even though I don't know how much experience they have tagging with one another, their combined experience, not only in wrestling rings, but in CWL rings, is going to help them maybe develop some natural tag team chemistry as they start to face off against Princess and Graves here.
Yeah, and Xander Woods and Alex Graves, two guys that have been around since day one of the CWL, and now, I've got to be honest, I'm not fully brushed up on all the matches, but I've got to wonder, is this the first time these two have ever gone toe-to-toe? It might very well be, Jay.
And that's, a legendary contest that we're giving away right here on the 0 Hour pre-show. And now, coming down to the ring, his tag team partner Satoru, who's gotten, goodness, just so defined this season. Look at those abs, my goodness.
Yeah, you can grate cheese on those things. Jesus, Christopher. And speaking of Christopher, Satoru and Chris Princess actually have quite a bit of history here in the CWL, inside and outside of the ring. I've got to wonder if there's that's why, we mentioned how Xander Woods has that extra bit of animosity towards Chris. Maybe that's why Satoru took him up on the offer to tag with him here tonight. I mean, these two have their history. I'm sure Satoru would love to get one up on Chris Princess.
I agree completely with that. There's a lot of animosity between these two, and most importantly, I think, that combined fury, that combined passion with Xander Woods and Satoru here, I think that might be the key element that enables them to maybe overcome this new team of Chris Princess and Alex Graves. And another thing, you got to think that, the beatdowns that Chris Princess has been laying on Alex Graves, is that going to harm their tag team chemistry in any way? I'd love to know the answer to that. And we're going to find it very shortly here as Chris Princess starts off this series with a combination of strikes right to the head of Xander Woods and following it up with that knee breaker.
Yeah, now we see, Chris Princess coming out of the great strong, but Xander Woods not someone to be muscled around all too easily. But Chris Princess, a former world champion, main evented Endgame 3, he's just on another level, I feel, to most of the competitors in CWL.
Absolutely. I remember watching that Endgame 3. I absolutely loved it. And then here we go, following up that series with another standing moonsault. Oh my goodness. Signature offense from Chris Princess here.
Yeah, now, wait, Xander Woods getting some distance between him and Chris Princess, gonna make the tag to Satoru. And then
the powerhouse of this tag team.
Yeah, but Chris Princess not letting himself get muscled around, immediately on the offense, dropping Satoru with the lariat, and this is where Chris Princess can get so dangerous. It's just how determined, how focused he is. He saw the big man come in, and he did not waste any time getting back on the offense. He might not even give Graves a chance to tag into this match.
Absolutely tattooing him with that series of lariats, and now looking to follow it up with a single leg takedown, but Satoru has it scouted, driving the knee into the side of the ribcage of Chris Princess. Now following it up, looking for an Irish rip in the corner, perhaps a little bit of tag team offense between these two, but Princess able to knock Satoru out of the way with that huge big boot to the side of the head. And now looking for the testicular claw.
Yeah, that inner thigh grab from Chris Princess, all legal, of course, here in the CWL. And now Chris Princess going into friendly corner here, and now looking to stomp out Satoru. And Graves tagging themselves in, looking to continue the stomp fest.
And look at this, I gotta say, I doubted their tag team chemistry at the beginning of this match, but Graves and Princess with this devastating series of stomps and looking to follow it up with this huge drop kick into the corner, that is some tag team chemistry if I've ever seen it.
And now Graves going into the cover, looking to get the win here. No, not enough just yet. Satoru, even though he's taken quite a bit of offense, he's still somewhat fresh in this match. Now, looking to get that modified leg lock, just wrenching it back on the leg, and that could cause a hyperextension. That can put someone on the shelf for quite a while if, it goes wrong.
Absolutely, it can hyperextend the knee. It also puts a lot of strain on the IT band and the quadriceps. That's a very devastating move to take, especially so early in a match. It's really going to hamper the maneuverability of Satoru here, and the big man needs all the maneuverability he can get against a fast and athletic opponent like Graves. And also, in the enemy corner, laying in that offense right in the face of Xander Woods, you got to think that's going to deal some psychological warfare as well as physical.
Yes, but now we see the STF locked in by Satoru, and this could be quite the shame for Alex Graves if he tapped out here, but no. As Graves able to roll out of it, and now thinking better of having him be an enemy corner, sending him to the FFF side.
And that huge lariat in the corner, absolutely smashing the trachea of Satoru, and now following it up with that huge X-Plex.
The open Graves have opened themselves up for Satoru, but Satoru does not want to be buried just yet. Hits the lariat, and now I think looking to tag out to his partner Xander Woods. But Xander immediately gets caught with the clothesline, and Graves, for a second, Xander right back up, but Graves keeping on the offense, not perturbed whatsoever.
Nailing another one of those lariats across the throat and shoulders. He is not wanting to let his momentum get disrupted, but he may not have a choice as the barefoot wonder Xander Woods nails him with that devastating bulldog, smashing the face of Alex Graves right into the mat. And speaking of smashing the face, following it up with that huge knee right across the side of the jaw.
Yeah, so now I think Xander, reconvening with his partner Satoru, maybe going to look for a tag here, but I think he realizes just how much damage Satoru has taken in this match. Looking for a DDT, Graves trying to fight his way out of it. He gets out and now trips the legs and now raining down the right hands.
You'd love to see it. Beautiful double leg takedown. Absolutely classic wrestling offense from Graves. And now looking to follow it up with something huge. Looking for perhaps that Lost Soul. Oh my god.
And now into the cover. Hook of the leg for Princess looking to run defense here. But Xander Woods able to kick out. You know, like I said, he's been here just as long as Graves, and we've seen him be just as resilient.
Not able to get the first DDT, but the reverse one, the inverted DDT, able to nail it. And now, following it up with that huge clothesline.
And now looking to bring the fight to Graves, but Graves taking him to the outside, taking him over to no man's land. And this is very smart, creating almost a barrier between him and his tag partner, as now Graves and Chris Princess have sort of pincered Xander Woods. He had nowhere to run.
A barrage of lariats from both of these competitors, maybe taking a leaf out of the book of our Vindication heavyweight champion Michael Young, but now following it up with that huge kick to the back.
And that might just be enough to put down Xander Woods. And it is. Graves with that knee to the back of the head takes down Xander Woods and I guess wins his first match as a member of the Fabulous Furious Freaks. That still feels extremely odd to say.
What is coming down the line for these two, Graves and Princess? We're just going to have to wait to find out, and quite frankly, I cannot wait to see.
The winners of the match, the team of Chris Princess and Alex Graves.
I mentioned that this feels odd to see, and I think we're in odd times, Jay, as this might be our reality now with Graves in the Fabulous Furious Freaks.
This is the FFF's Vindication, and you're all just living in it. What a fantastic ending to our opening contest. And coming up next, we've got Alexandra Marie in action against an unnamed competitor. Alexandra Marie, you know, she's been overlooked a lot recently, but very, very recently in these last couple of Vindication shows, she has been making a name for herself. Beating 1, 2, 3 shoulders to the mat. Actually, sorry, pardon me. Tapping out Amber Arcade, the #1 contender for the Vindication Women's Championship in a contest we'll see on the main card later tonight. She's really just been considered the underdog this season, but she has been proving people wrong and getting those wins.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 145 pounds, from Hollywood, California, Alexandria Marie.
And here is the woman herself, Alexandra Marie. Looking to pick up a huge win against her competition tonight. I cannot wait to see who she's up against. But first of all, it's hard to look past the woman herself. I mean, she's got it going on in the ring and outside of it. She's got that devastating octopus lock that she used to tap out Amber Arcade. My question is, will she be able to employ it once again in this matchup and score the victory?
That's very well possible, and you have to feel that Alexandra Marie, not only focusing on this, but you have to feel in the back of her mind, she is heavily expectant for that title match later tonight. As if Amber Arcade wins, and if Alexandra wins here tonight, you've got to wonder, does she have a case for being the next Vindication Women's Champion? We'll have to see.
And her opponents, weighing 195 pounds, from Sapporo, Japan, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
They say anything can happen in the CWL, and the J-Pop Shoot Fighter is here at 0 Hour. Jay, I don't think anyone expected this.
I gotta be honest with you, my friend. Look, us here at Starjammer LLC, we have eyes and ears all over this company. I can't say that I knew it for sure, but I had heard a rumor that Yui Nishimura might be coming up to the main roster, and here we go, making her inaugural contest here against Alexandra Marie tonight. Will she be able to come up on top against one of the most fastest rising superstars in all of Vindication, or will the new Genesis superstar make a smash debut here on 0 Hour?
Well, and you just mentioned that they're from Genesis, and I've got to feel Alexandra Marie, she might not be prepared for something like this, as she didn't know who she was going to be going up against here tonight, as we see Yui pushing her to the corner. And if you have not seen Yui Nishimura yet, folks, be prepared to see something quite interesting here tonight, as she has quite the brand of offense we have yet to see on Vindication. And we see her targeting the arm.
I've had the pleasure of commentating a couple of Yui Nishimura's matches already, but I can't wait to do one more. Here we go, focusing once again on the arm with those two twisting arm breakers. After getting nailed with that huge famouser from Alexandra Marie. And oh my goodness, what a suplex, absolutely whipping her over her head.
Yeah, and of course, for those that do watch Genesis, you'll know that the cross armbar, one of Yui Nishimura's more patented holds. You've got to feel she's setting up for that right now. But Alexandra Marie doing a good job of stuffing out the offense right now with that famouser, and now looking to spoil the debut of the J-Pop Shoot Fighter.
But not having the best of luck doing it is Yui Nishimura, the Shoot Fighter, able to nail those knees right into the chest of Alexandra Marie, and following it up, yanking on the arm. Might even hyperextend or dislocate the shoulder there. My goodness.
Yes, as bright and colorful as they may seem, don't let it confuse you. They are a brutal competitor. As now we see continuing the assault on the arms of Alexandra Marie. And even if Alexandra does win here tonight and Amber does win, she might not be in any shape to challenge for a woman's title. Oh, but now looking to return in kind, attacking the hand and the wrist of Yui Nishimura.
How is she supposed to hold a microphone if her hand is getting stomped on like that? She has a music career to think about. Nailing her, but looking like she's not that damaged, following it up with that huge clubbing blow. And you gotta think, the grip strength of Nishimura, she's gotta hold that microphone when she's performing for hours at a time almost. You gotta think that her hand muscles are really something to contend with.
I mean, trust me, as someone who used to do this with a hand microphone before they gave me a headset, I know the importance of grip strength. As now setting it to the corner, big kitchen sink by Nishimura. But the super kick catches her right on the jaw from Marie. And Marie looking to spell the beginning there, but no, Nishimura right back up with the jawbreaker and a super kick of her own.
Kicking it. Yui Nishimura. named after, of course, one of her hit singles. And now Alexandra Marie, speaking of grip strength, doing everything she can to hold on to this matchup, but not having the best of luck as she faces off against Yui Nishimura. And maybe Yui Nishimura is looking for that #1 hit. Oh my goodness.
Across the jaw. And that has got to be Alexandra Marie out like a light. No!
Oh my goodness,
What?
that was her #1 hit.
Alexandra Marie, she's still here with something to prove. She knows she's a couple wins away from maybe the biggest opportunity of her career. She does not want to be shown up by this Genesis upstart. And now we see Yui going back to targeting the arms. You've got to feel her game plan is now to lock in the cross armbar.
Absolutely. The thing is, if she can nail another one of those #1 hits, she'd be able to knock Alexandra Marie clean out, or maybe even break her jaw. I mean, her arm strength is almost unparalleled when it comes to the women of Genesis. And now following it up here, but Alexandra Marie employing her classic wrestling offense with that arm drag takeover, and now following it up with this headlock.
And now we see Alexandra Marie trying to get something going here, trying to slow down the pace a little bit as Yui has been unable to be stopped for the past little bit. And now we see an arm drag again, but it gets caught with that stiff forearm shiver. And now sent to the corner is Alexandra Marie, lariat to the back of the head. And now dragging her, I was going to say dragging, but no, just stretching out that arm.
Yui Nishimura has been all forearms, knees, fists, and elbows. You gotta think, I mean, what a proficient striker. I, for one, am, oh my goodness, looking again for that, dragon screw shin breaker combination.
Yeah, now going into the cover, looking to see if that's enough. Have all the damage into arms and legs. Yui Nishimura able to demobilize Alexandra Marie and pick up a win in her first match on Vindication over one of the rising stars of the brand. She may have just taken her spot.
The winner of the match, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
A big win for the big new signee. Yui Nishimura definitely gotta be all high spirits here tonight. But now we move on from the beginning of something, beginning of her career on Vindication to the end of a couple weeks long brawl. For those of you that haven't been keeping track, these two have been brawling all the way to Dublin, on the boat on the way here, all the way here into the arena. They took a brief break in the back to get ready for this match, but they have been fighting, and now they are ready to settle it once and for all. It's Brubble, it's Edward Bronson, and I can't wait.
As I was flying here in my luxurious private jet, I heard some sonic booms coming from over the Atlantic, and it was the huge fists of these two men colliding with one another's faces. I cannot wait for these two to finally meet in a ring.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in as much as 2 fully grown male tigers from the Atacama Desert, Chile, Brubble.
Brubble making his way down to the ring, and for those of you that might be expecting a more technical matchup, don't expect it. This is not going to be a wrestling clinic. This is going to be two big men, two big meaty men, just slapping meat everywhere. And honestly, isn't that what wrestling's all about? It's about violence. And I can't wait for violence.
And his opponent, weighing 358 pounds, from Brisbane, Australia, Edward Bronson.
And here comes the Brisbane bruiser himself, Edward Bronson. I say this every time, but it keeps being so true. What a terrifying individual. I mean, he is so huge. You know, I don't know if you guys caught it, but on my video sharing platform, World Star Jammer, I've posted a video of these two going out into the back. And, you know, I spend a lot of time in the back just kind of going over, you know, admin stuff that poor people wouldn't understand. But I've had to constantly be dodging these two in their huge fights. I mean, a trash can that one of them threw at the other almost took my head off. And I heard from a third-party source, I won't reveal who, because of course I like all my sources to remain anonymous, that it was actually very difficult to get Brubble on the boat to Ireland, because he has never, of course, been on a boat before, much less an automated boat, not one that is, you know, a sort of wooden raft. And so he was very suspicious of getting on in the first place. But I'm glad these two competitors made it over the Atlantic here, and are here brawling it out in a CWL ring.
Yeah, and we see the fists already flying from Bronson. And you've got to feel, just looking at these two men, Brubble definitely gonna have the speed advantage, but just one look at Bronson, this man is jacked to the gills. He is yoked. He is definitely gonna have maybe a slight strength advantage over Brubble, and that's saying something, because Brubble is quite the powerhouse.
Speaking of being a powerhouse, I mean, Brubble, we hear it every time he comes down to the ring, but he weighs as much as two fully grown male tigers. And for Bronson to finish this match, he's going to have to lift Brubble up in his elevated triangle choke that he calls the bloke breaker. And the question is, you know, he's strong, but is he two fully grown male tigers strong? That's the question that I think we're going to find the answer out here tonight.
That's very true, as these two going back and forth to start things off. We've yet to really see one person get too much of an advantage thus far, as now one for another DDT to Brubble, but Bronson able to punch his way out, and now looking for maybe a DDT of his own. No, just swinging Brubble by his neck, round and round, and Jesus, I have never seen Brubble get manhandled like that.
That spinning guillotine choke, draining the life out of Brubble here. A big man like that, the key is in the strength, and the key to the strength comes in the blood flow and the airflow. And when you have a huge, sharp forearm lock, oh my goodness! Huge forearm smash, and now looking to set up for the bloke breaker already.
Yeah, this could be a Brubble. Bronson got it locked in. Brubble flailing around. He might be out. As Bronson got it hooked in, Brubble nowhere to go, not even close enough to the ropes to try and make a break. Wait, no, this one not over. Bronson looking to inflict more punishment on Brubble.
Oh my goodness, that's the first time that we've ever seen, and Brubble wasn't even able to break it. Bronson just released it. That's the first time we've ever seen the bloke breaker released without gaining a submission.
And now we see Oates just tripping the legs and lots of punches. Like I said, this is a brawl through and through. As now going into a cover is Bronson, looking to get a 3 count here after the flurry of punches, but it's not enough.
And now that kneeling jawbreaker from Brubble, looking to follow it up with something big. Oh my goodness, tossing Edward Bronson over the ropes, colliding with the ring apron and toppling onto the barely padded concrete we have here at ringside at CWL. This fight is going to where these men feel most comfortable, on the outside in the lawless expanse outside the ring.
Yeah, these two, I would say normally this is no man's land, but I think any land belongs to these two men over the past couple weeks, as they've been brutalizing each other. As we see him just get tossed like a sack of hot rocks. And now we see the dropkick, not able to take Bronson off his feet. And Bronson immediately back on the offensive, trying to slow down Brubble.
Single leg takedown, firing off that flurry of fists right into the forehead and face area of Brubble here. And the two men colliding their shoulders. And Edward Bronson following it up with that huge lariat across the chest.
And now sends Brubble into the ring. And Bronson just choking the life out of trouble.
He favors those chokes and those strikes, and they've been used to devastating effect here. I gotta say, I think, oh my goodness, another huge forearm smash against the face. That could very well be the end of Rebel here. 1, 2, 3. Edward Bronson scores the victory. The brawl has come to an end. The better man has been decided, and it is Edward Bronson.
And then we see the choke. That was nearly it. Rebel able to survive longer than I think I've seen anyone else survive in that choke. But at the end of the day, Bronson, after weeks of battling between these two men, finally comes out the other side, the victor. And our God only knows what he's going to do next.
The winner of the match, Edward Bronson.
Well, as Edward Bronson stands victorious, I believe that is all for the 0 Hour pre-show. We will see you in just a few short moments for the 0 Hour main show beginning shortly.
When the CWL makes its trek across the ocean to the land of the lucky, who will make the best of their opportunity and land the jackpot? The tensions are rising between the Church of STEELE and their opponents, but will the targets of salvation rebel against the establishment? We're going to find out if lightning does indeed strike twice, or if last year was just a minor stumble in the reign of the serious wrestler. A rivalry years in the making, the White Lotus final stand is here. Will the former leader be able to make her former subject quit? Or are we going to see turnabout to be fair play? While the tag team division starts surging with contenders, the Vices seem to have caught the attention of the gaming elite. And they clash for the first time in Dublin. The hometown boy is here. MD is trying to take on the most dangerous individual the YouTube Championship has seen for quite some time. Is it finally his time? Or will Zitros Horror add another name to his list of extermination? And finally, two men who want nothing more but to take on the Vindication champion. One on a mission to reclaim his company and make those who made it fall pay. On the other, a miscreant who wants another shot at his former best friend. The pieces have been set. The dice have been cast. CWL Universe, we are ready to enter 0 Hour!
We are live in beautiful Dublin, Ireland here with Vindication 0 Hour. My name is Alexander Shaw. I'm joined by Jay Scott, and we have an absolutely fantastic night of action for you. We've got title matches, we've got title contentions, all up for grabs. And Jay, what a way to start, but with Jack Steele and Phil X, something that has been brewing for weeks now on Vindication.
Absolutely, Mr. Shaw. I could not be more excited to be sitting here next to you for this spine-chilling CWL pay-per-view event, and I cannot wait to start off hot with this match. Jack Steele, Phil X, one-on-one, finally here tonight.
And I believe this is also the first time we've seen Jack Steele since that injury he maintained in the handicap match against Pistolero a few weeks ago. You've got to feel he's been itching to get back in the ring, especially.
The opening match of 0 Hour is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the Church of STEELE, weighing 206 pounds, from Brooklyn, New York, Saint Jack Steele.
And the self-proclaimed man of God, Saint Jack Steele, the leader, of course, of the Church of Steel, one of the groups tearing up Vindication on a weekly basis here in the CWL, looking to finally put his grievances to rest against Phil X, the man who he says is dragging the CWL universe down into a life of sin and debauchery. And will he be able to exact his vengeance here tonight?
And his opponent, Phil X.
Well, you know, you sort of mentioned earlier, but if you want to see the antithesis of Jack Steele, the polar opposite, here's Phil X, someone who leads a less than holy lifestyle, to say the least.
Absolutely, and you know, there have been a lot of accusations leveled at Mr. X from Jack Steele, of course, who has really just been on a real tear so far this season here in Vindication. And the question is, will Phil X be able to settle it here with Jack Steele tonight? Will he be able to escape the steel trap?
I mean, and here's another thing we have to keep in mind. We're about a week or so removed from him getting burnt, his face getting burnt by that pyro on the stage. Luckily, he was able to make a full physical on the outside recovery, but you have to wonder if there's any damage still being done on the inside of Phil X. You've got to feel he cannot be walking in here tonight at 100%. But, you know, Phil X never one to back down from a challenge.
And he seems to have recovered very nicely, but the question is, will his vision be impaired? I mean, even if the skin heals, of course, you know, pyro like that, it can leave a lasting impact on the corneas, the pupils. It can leave burning, it can leave scarring. Will he be able to see the offense that Jack Steele has prepared for him tonight? Looks like perhaps not, as Jack Steele starts off huge with that cutthroat side slam.
Yeah, as someone who has received third-degree burns before, I can attest to the fact that even after the outside damage heals, the inside stuff could still be difficult, like you said, seeing. But right now, Phil X doing decent to keep this match even as this one starts off. Jack Steele shoots him off the ropes, ducks under. Big pump kick, just driving his boot right into the nose of Phil X.
I'm looking to follow it up with that huge... Oh, looking for a back suplex there, but Phil X able to turn it into a bulldog, smashing his face against... Oh my god, and following up with that huge kick to the chin. Absolutely nailing him. Could have knocked one of his teeth out there.
Yeah, and we saw Jack Steele try and block. Wait a second. Cradle here. Phil X looking to get an early win. 2. No, Phil X nearly stealing this from Jack Steele.
Another one of the, you know, sin, of course. Theft is a sin, as Jack Steele has talked about. Another one of the examples of how Phil X is not a good role model for the youth and the CWL audience. And you got to think that this is just perhaps being caught in something like that is just going to inflame Jack Steele's righteous fury even further.
Absolutely. And also, this is a big night for the Church of Steel, as Olivia Meistrel, one of the newer members, is defending her women's title later tonight.
Absolutely, against the ever-ready Amber Arcade. But these two here slugging it out in the middle of the ring, just trading strikes back and forth. There's a lot of hate between these two, but it looks like Phil X might have the better end of it as he hits that huge leaping Meteora, rushing the ribs of Jack Steele down into the canvas.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned the animosity, and it goes, I think, even further back than just the past couple weeks that we've seen between these two. I think this is just, oh, and a lariat going right through Phil X there. But I think this is just as simple as ideologies that have been at odds with each other for generations at this point, you know? And I've got to feel like this goes so much deeper than what we've seen on Vindication.
Absolutely, this is a truly historic clash as Jack Steele catches Phil X in the steel trap.
And now we see Phil X getting caught there And Jack Steele smart to keep Phil away from the ropes, putting his body in between, but now Phil able to punch his way out, but you've got one of the damage has already been done. As now continuing to target the arm of Phil X is Jack Steele, and then we see the Fujiwara locked in. And this is not looking good for Phil X.
Wrenching back on the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, all of the joints of Phil X here. Oh, but look at this, following up once again.
Looking for the original Sin, driving him head first into the mat. That could crush your neck, and that has got to be it. No!
Oh my god, Phil X able to kick out of the original Sin, something that he is of course well versed in. And now, Jack Steele climbing to the top, looking to finish this off in signature style. Huge 450 splash getting caught with the knees.
Very seldomly do we see Jack Steele go for something like that 450, and Phil X able to catch him with it. And now, belly-to-belly suplex taking down Steele, and this is Phil X's chance to start to bring the fire here. Go for a kick to the gut, and now up and over. Big Canadian back destroyer there.
And now with a bit of arm offense of his own, slamming the hand of Jack Steele against the canvas. And now what's he going for? Oh my goodness, hooking both of the arms up and looking for perhaps a twisting neck breaker off the shoulder. Oh my goodness.
That corkscrew, Yoshaka street cutter might have just been enough for Phil X to pick up the win. No!
But much like the Savior was able to rise after 3 days, Jack Steele is able to power himself up and rise out of that pinfall. With Phil X not finished, leaping to the top rope, huge drop kick, but misses as Jack Steele is able to dodge out of the way and catch him right there in that headlock.
Yeah, now setting him into the corner here. And Jack Steele and Phil X, both these men have got to be feeling the effects of this match so far. Phil X trying to get Jack Steele from the corner. Jack Steele able to battle his way out. And now lifting him up. Superplex into the jawbreaker there. I think Phil X might be busted open.
Absolutely, the blood pouring down his face. Almost being baptized in his own blood there as Jack Steele follows up with that curb stomp combination.
Yeah, and I think referees going to have to start thinking about whether or not they want to end this one soon. As Phil X losing blood, Jack Steele still relentless in his attacks. And now looking to lock him back in the steel trap. Phil X got nowhere to go. His body being put in between Jack Steele and the ropes. He's got to be forced to tap out here.
And there we go, Jack Steele, the winner of this contest.
And you've got to give it up to Phil X. I mean, even though he came out with a loss, he fought as hard as he could, but Jack Steele able to bust open Phil X, and ever since he was busted open, that was all it took. He just could not keep fighting. He was losing too much blood, and Jack Steele picks up the win here tonight.
The winner of the match, Saint Jack Steele.
As Jack Steele celebrates his win, our ringside medical personnel here cleaning up Phil X, making sure he's doing okay, getting all the blood off his forehead. But Jack Steele perhaps offering a sign of respect to Phil X here after that contest. Oh my goodness!
Not on accepting it, and now Jack Steele, that big backdrop suplex. Jack Steele not taking kindly to the disrespect.
Phil X refused the handshake, and now it looks like Jack Steele wants to exact a little vengeance because of it. Tossing him over the top rope. Max Shearman, one of the newest members of the Church of Steel, coming down to continue the beatdown.
And now we see him being lifted up. Suplex to the outside, and Phil X. I mean, at this point, enough has got to be enough. for the Church of Steel as they are now dragging Phil X to the back. And it's definitely been a rough night for the Church of Steel. But speaking of rough nights, it could be a rough reminder of last year for Marilyn Benson, as once more she is found across the ring from April, challenging for her openweight title.
Will history repeat itself tonight, or will Marilyn Benson find a way to defy the odds, or even enjoy the odds and overcome April here in this openweight championship contest?
Well, we see the challenger April making her way down to the ring, and it's almost poetic. This is her first big opportunity she's gotten since last year, and she finds herself in the exact same spot. If she is ever going to capitalize on a big moment, it has got to be now.
Absolutely, and April here, dressed to impress, you might say, looking to make a big splash before this championship contest, looking to enjoy once again, perhaps a championship victory once again at Zero Hour against Marilyn Benson. And she was very confident going into this contest. She's been here before. She's been in Zero Hour across the ring from Marilyn Benson, facing off for that openweight championship, and she feels like she can do it again.
Well, and that's the key thing here, Jay, is that April knows she can beat Marilyn Benson. Benson doesn't know if she can beat April, and I think if you've paid attention to Marilyn over the last year, you know that has been eating her up inside, that she doesn't know if she can beat April.
But Marilyn Benson, we've said it before and I'll say it again, she is a serious wrestler now, alright? She is dealing with tools that she did not have last year. She has got a whole other, set of elements in her arsenal that April is not prepared for. If April is done her scouting, she might be able to overcome, but she's going up against a even more powerful, even more competent, even more capable Marilyn Benson than she did a year ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the difference between Marilyn Benson now and the Marilyn Benson 1 year ago is night and day. But I think the key factor is that, like I said, it's the mind games of this. It's the mental game. Marilyn Benson, like I said, could be coming into this at a mental disadvantage. Last year, she had all the confidence in the world going into this match with April. But now, I don't know if Marilyn Benson has that same level of confidence, and that could be her undoing here tonight. We very well could see lightning strike twice in the exact same spot.
The following match is set for 1 fall and is for the Openweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing 99 pounds, from Tokyo, Japan, April. And your champion, weighing 130 pounds, from Salem, Massachusetts, she is a serious wrestler, your openweight champion, Marilyn Benson.
It seems cliche, Scott, I say it a lot, but Marilyn Benson, you've got to wonder if she is looking at that title for the last time.
Absolutely. And look, it's, you say it, but quite frankly, I mean, it's an accurate statement. This is perhaps Marilyn Benson's, kryptonite. April is one of, an extremely capable competitor, and she has, we've said it before, beaten Marilyn Benson before at 0 Hour. This could go very much the same way that it did last year, but Marilyn Benson looking to make sure it doesn't go that way with that huge kick combination, following up with that running senton, now another kick to the back.
Yeah, we've talked about the Benson Blitz before. Belle Florent was on the receiving end of it last month. April, gotta be careful not to let Marilyn Benson get ahead of steam, because the truth of the matter is, the longer this match goes, the more it favors April. Benson wants to get in, get out quickly here.
She knows what she has to do. The only question is, can she actually do it? If she can hit one of those arcs ends, that might just be the end for April. And now hitting her with that dropkick, not only hitting her with the dropkick from the front, but smashing her back against the ring apron. That is solid steel right there. That delivers a crushing impact to your spine and back muscles. And April, she likes to employ some lifting maneuvers, all right? And she needs all the back power she can get. She needs a solid core, a steady core, in order to complete her offense. But Marilyn Benson is continuing her assault by dropping her neck right across the ring apron there, or the ring ropes, pardon me.
And now sending her off of the ropes, but April had it scouted, goes for the dropkick, Benson able to deflect it, and now trying to keep up the offense, not wanting to let April get onto a roll here, as Benson, I think, looking to put this one away early, going up top, maybe looking for some vintage Marilyn Benson, as she gets up there, and she connects with the superplex, and then up and over, we've seen it before, Falcon Arrow connects. And that might just be enough to do it.
What?
Well, April just kicked out at 1.
Barely a 1 count. I was wrong, but looking to follow up Marilyn Benson here, looking for that arc's end.
Looking to just simply put it away. Not going to waste any time. Into the cover, 2, 3, Marilyn Benson. The Benson Blitz has just saved Benson from the same fate of 2 straight losses to April.
Breaking her 0 hour curse. Congratulations. And still, Openweight Women's Champion, Marilyn Benson.
The winner of the match, and still your Openweight Champion. She is a serious wrestler, Marilyn Benson.
Well, a big win for Marilyn Benson, possibly the biggest of her career. But now we move from one big title match to another, as the American Dreamboats defend the tag team titles against GPU. And I've got to be honest, this might be the American Dreamboats' biggest challenge they've faced yet as a tag team.
Absolutely. After seeing April get put down in punctuative style by Marilyn Benson, we move on to this spine-chilling contest. One of the hottest rising tag teams in all of CWL facing off against our reigning champion.
As E-Back makes his way down to the ring, kicking it old school here tonight. And I've got to say, it's almost apt as this is one of his biggest opportunities he's gotten in quite a while here in the CWL. And he's doing it here tonight against one of his newer friends, the Dow Ranger, GPU, looking to bring the tag team titles to the virtual. Absolutely,
the two of them looking to lock in another victory here in style, this time for some gold. E-Back, of course, used to collecting a lot of gold, not only in his video games, but also here in a CWL ring. And now the Dower Ranger joining him. GPU has just been on an absolute tear so far.
Absolutely, I've got to agree. They did, however, and this could be what could be the key thing. The American Dreamboats are undefeated this season, whereas GPU, the only real blemish on their record is they recently lost to the team of Harris and Pistolero, which, phenomenal team. But, like I said, you've got one team that's been perfect, one team that has one blemish. So, you've got to wonder if that could be in the back of the minds of the GPU here tonight. As Dow Ranger make his way into the ring, It's all to play for, Jay.
Absolutely. They are certainly playing with power here tonight as the American Dreamboats, our reigning tag team champions, begin to make their way down to the ring. And now the question that I have is, the tag team division in CWL this season has really gotten more and more stacked. We're adding more and more very capable teams, and I'm not only talking about an undefeated tag team with myself and Rodrigo Nogaiso, of course, representing the tag division of Star Trek LLC. I'm talking about teams like Anarchy Inc. I'm talking about teams like GPU. I'm talking about teams like the Sons of Fenrir. This is excellent. And of course now, the crowd, a very loyal Vindication crowd here, booing the reigning Nemesis Tag Team Champions, coming over from the Blue brand.
Yeah, and we see Jake Eagle and Matthew Ramirez making their way into the ring here, the tag team champions.
Oh, what's
I've got
wrong,
to be
Mr.
honest.
Shaw? You look real bummed out. What's going on?
Now, all I'm going to say is these people are booing the Dreamboats and I might join them.
The following tag team match is set for 1 fall and is for the Tag Team Championships. Introducing first the challengers, the Guru of Gaming, Ebak, the Dower Ranger, GPU, and your champions, representing Fatal Vices, Danny Luscious, Matthew Ramirez, Jake Eagle, the American Dreamboats.
As we see the referee taking those tag team titles away from the Dreamboats, could we be seeing GPU take those tag titles away from the Dreamboats as this one is beginning to get underway? Ebak starting things off, and Jake Eagle, this one should be starting off as a bit of a wrestling clinic, two technicians of the ring.
Starting off with a huge strike, but looking to follow it up with that huge suplex, slamming the back of Jake Eagle against that hard canvas. My goodness.
It's a Jake Eagle clothesline taking down Ebak. And this is very much so, I mentioned they both could be technical, but this is very much so technician versus speed. Ebak, he's called the Hyrulean High Flyer for a reason. And I think he looks to show it here tonight as the tag titles, one of the few titles in the CWL Ebak has never won.
Hyrule, I believe that's pretty close to Somalia. As these two follow up with a series of chops on one another and landing that huge strike to the side of the jaw as Ebak right on Jake Eagle. That flurry of strikes right in the face of Jake Eagle's tag team partner Matthew Ramirez, who's standing on the apron, not really wanting to help out.
Yeah, well, Matthew Ramirez has never really been one to consider other people's safety, so I'm sure that's gotta be one of the main reasons why he's not helping Jake Eagle.
I think your hatred of Matthew Ramirez, I think you're jealous. I think you're jealous of his good looks. I think you're jealous of the fact that he's one half of the tag team champions. And quite frankly, I understand why. I mean, look, these two, Jake Eagle and Matthew Ramirez, absolute studs. Dreamboats, if you will, my friend. And they're certainly sending Ebak to Dreamland here with that huge series of strikes right in the side of the head. Oh my goodness.
As Jake Eagle continues to take the fight to Ebak, and I assure you, it has nothing to do with the fact that both of these are Dreamboat men. It has more to do with the fact that Matthew Ramirez is responsible for over $150,000 in hospital fees that I have had to pay over the past couple months.
Well, that's what jealousy does to you, my friend.
Yeah, well, anyway, back to the match. Jake Eagle able to bring things back inside with Ebak. And this is what they've been able to do, though, to maintain their dominance as a tag team. Like I said, undefeated as a tag team this season are the Dreamboats.
Absolutely. And following it up, look at that. Standing Dower Ranger right into the chest and face of Jake Eagle with that huge drop kick, assisted by, of course, Ebak. Now Dower Ranger getting his first bit of in-ring action so far, landing that splash and trying to get a pin off of it.
Yeah, trying to go into the pinfall here. Only a 2 count thus far. And, you know, like you said, the tag division has been heating up all across the CWL. Teams from Vindication, teams from Nemesis sprouting up all over the place. And, you know, if I'm the American Dreamboats, you've got to feel there's never been a more pressure-inducing time to be tag team champion.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, all of our divisions here in CWL are stacked to the max. Our titles are highly contested, and that is what just drives this adrenaline-pumping action that we have going on in pay-per-view events like this. 0 Hour, as Dower Ranger flips over with that neck breaker, absolutely bashing that helmet and head of his against Jake Eagle, and now following it up with that Listo kick.
Yeah, and that's going to be the least, though, of their problems. If he goes for the cover here, this might be enough to take away the titles. 1, 2, no.
It would, of course, be Moy Malo for Jake Eagle if he was taken down by a move like that. But now it looks like the Dower Ranger is setting up for something big.
And there we see it. That up and over the sit-out Shionuri into the cover. Hook the legs. Oh, Jesus! Matthew Ramirez just took out the referee. I told you, he's an unsafe competitor. And there we go. Ebak hitting him with that side slam. That referee has not moved until just now.
That was smart by Matthew Ramirez. In order to avoid a pinfall from happening, you have to disrupt the referee's vision, all right? And what is the most crucial part of the body responsible for vision? The orbital bone, which is why, after landing that devastating kick on the referee right in the orbital bone, he was able to disrupt the pinfall so effectively.
And then we saw him take out Ebak, and now Jake Eagle has got Dower Ranger isolated. You have to feel GPU, they had Jake Eagle down for the 3 count. Matthew Ramirez, as scummy as a way as he did it, he saved his team, and he saved those tag team titles.
Scummy? That was intelligent! This is why the Dreamboats are not only tag team champions, but undefeated tag team champions, as Dower Ranger was able to kick out of that pinfall combination just after the count of 1.
Yeah, I never said it was stupid. I just said it was morally low. As right now, cranking the neck of Dower Ranger, and we see Ebak finally getting to his feet, but now at this point, Jake Eagle has completely cut off the GPU from a possible tag, and now looking to bring in that godless Jezebel, Matthew Ramirez. There we see the big clothesline powerbomb combination, and that might just be enough to put away GPU into the cover, hook of the leg, and American Dreamboats pick up the win.
Excellent work from our tag team champions. Congratulations to the Dreamboats after landing that Doomsday device on GPU.
The winners of the match, and still your tag team champions, Daddy Luscious, Matthew Ramirez, Jake Eagle, the American Dreamboats.
It was game over for GPU here tonight, but it's another win column victory for the American Dreamboats as they remain undefeated going in to our next pay-per-view, Merry Mayhem. Gotta wonder, can any team put away these people? Wait a second. We've got Eileen Macy making her way down to the ring, and I've gotta wonder, Jay. I don't know who this could be. I'm just stumped.
Yeah, we all are just really scratching our heads over this one. Who could this very pale individual who seems to have a bloodlust for Tiffany Quinn and has referenced her past several times, who could it be? I think we're all a real thinker.
You know, I am just I believe the term.
Taylor Jones.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about it long and hard. I just don't know. I am.
Sorry, very unprofessionally for me to cough on commentary like that. My apologies.
Oh, wait a second. This we see Eileen Macy and Nova, and she of course called up 50 Quinn. Well, 50 Quinn coming to answer the challenge. Obviously, Eileen Macy made the challenge of Vindication. We might be having a bit of an impromptu match here, Jay.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think there's a ton of animosity between these two after Eileen Macy or whoever is under that mask. Oh, pardon me. Looks like they've got some words.
We see Tiffany Quinn taking the fight to Eileen Macy. I think looking to rip the mask off of Eileen Macy. Wait a second.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, that's
Taylor Jones.
You thought it was Taylor Jones, right?
But you thought it was Taylor Jones.
Yeah, wait. Wait a second, there's Taylor Jones.
Well, who was under the Eileen Macy mask? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now. Now this devastating beatdown is being delivered by Taylor Jones onto Tiffany Quinn. And looking for something huge here. Oh my gosh, go to sleep.
There we see that kick to the head, that detonation kick. I feel like we've all been had. We've been hoodwinked.
We've been hoodwinked, we've been bamboozled, and quite possibly we've been stumped as we look at our next contest, the YouTube Championship match. MD, the man who had to beat his best friend Jack Thunderheart to get here on Zero Hour, and Zistro Horror, our reigning YouTube champion, looking to continue his age of extermination.
Two of the brightest young stars that Vindication has to offer, but only one will walk out of Dublin here tonight with that title around their waist. As now we await the arrival of the hometown hero, MD, as this has got to be maybe one of the highest stakes match ever that this man will have.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, this is his hometown. His friends and family are in attendance. He's got people that he's known for his whole life sitting in the attendance of this audience right now, hoping to see him get his hands on that YouTube championship. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Shaw, but is this not MD's first singles title opportunity in CWL?
I very well believe it is, but it's like you said, the pressure is on. His family's here. His mom's in the front row. I talked to her earlier. Fantastic lady. But also, he is in his own town, and he got this match by having to beat his best friend to get here. So if he loses here tonight, that match, that win over Jack Thunderheart's loss was all in vain. MD has got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and like Atlas, he's looking to carry that load here tonight.
Absolutely. And making his way to the ring now, our reigning YouTube champion, Zistro Horror. I mean, when it comes to individuals that you want to be facing for a title, Zistro Horror is near the bottom of the list. I mean, he is, from top to bottom, a terrifying individual, all right? He has devastating striking offense, all right? Powerful grapples, and most importantly, kind of something that he doesn't employ a lot, but when he does it to devastating effect. He can come off that top rope and absolutely destroy or demolish an opponent. MD, absolutely. No matter how prepared he is, he's got to be quaking in his boots right now.
And I sort of see a bit of parallels between Zistro and MD, as, you know, this time last season, Zistro and MD were in similar spots where they were considered the up-and-comer. They were considered the new blood in the division. The future of the CWL. But here's the difference. Zistro Horror is the now. He's no longer the future. He's graduated year one. He's no longer a rookie. he's a champion. MD, he starts to earn his stripes a little bit. He has yet to win a match on a major stage here as a singles competitor. And tonight, he looks to do it against maybe the biggest challenge he's faced yet.
Very true, and you gotta... Oh.
The following match is set for one fall and is for the YouTube Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 214 pounds, from Belfast, Ireland, MD. And your champion, weighing 200 pounds, from Moscow, Russia, your YouTube champion, Zitros Hora.
And we can hear the crowd, Jay. It is electric here in Dublin. MD, the hometown hero. He's got the fans on his side. There's an energy here, an atmosphere in this building. It is MD's night. But he has to claim it for himself.
He has to take all that hype and capitalize on it right here. And Sister Horror does not want to let that happen. As these two go for their first contest. Oh my goodness. Spiking him on the back with that back suplex and following it up. Huge German, but he's not done.
He's not done. Got the arms hooked. Wait, turns him around. Vertical suplex officially off a hot start from MD, and now turning over Sister Horror. And MD is going to want to keep up the offense. You do not want to let someone as brutal as Sister Horror begin to wear you down. As now looking for that wing clipper suplex, MD is firing on all cylinders here tonight.
That devastating combo of suplexes, Sister Horror is able to fire back up, nail him with that boot to the face, but MD responds in kind with that shoulder tackle. Oh my goodness. Driving the breath out of his body, but Zistra with that clothesline and that dropkick in the corner, but MD's able to slip out of the way.
And now we see the forearms, we see the strikes, and this is what I mean. Sister Horror could be such a brutal competitor, and I've got to wonder if the longer this match goes on, the more it's going to wear down MD and favor the champion. And here's the thing as well we have to keep in mind. Champion's advantage, DQs and countouts go to Sister Horror. He is not above punking out MD in his hometown via disqualification or countout.
If I was in Sister Horror's place, the first thing I would do would be slipping out of that ring.
Wait a second, speaking of slipping into the inside cradle, going for the cover. No, Sister Horror nearly had his title taken away from him there.
The age of extermination is not nearly done, as Sister Horror continues to fire off with this flurry of offense. Strikes and chops right to the chest, and nailing MD with that huge DDT.
But what's been key to notice, MD, when he goes down, he is not staying down for long. He is continuing to bring the fight to Sister Horror. Got him in the corner now with the jabs. Sends him out of the corner, off the ropes, going for a big spinning 5-arm there by MD. And now Sister Horror has got to be rocked, going up jawbreaker from Horror, and he has got to capitalize here.
2 strikes right to the face, crushing the bridge of the nose. Maybe, when you get a solid hit right in the nose, oh my goodness!
The Siberian Claymore. That's got to be enough, or it might be enough too. No, MD. The fighting Irishman staying alive.
When you get hit in the face like that, it automatically, you don't have a choice about this, alright? It makes you tear up. It causes tears to go in your eyes. It impairs your vision. Not only does it damage your face, but it also does that. But MD's not looking to be intimidated as he follows up with that huge Viking suplex.
Yeah, dropping him right on his head as he measured there. And now, firing up here. The strikes, the axe handles, ducks the clothesline, connects with a big one of his own. MD got Sister in the corner now. And looking for the jab. No, Sister able to turn it around on him. Big kick to the chest there by Sister. These two just trading strikes in the corner. Sister fighting his way out of it. Looking to set up. No. These two just so back and forth. And then we see it, that pay dirt. And that might be enough to send him to the pay window. Cover. Not enough.
Both of these guys have hit some of their biggest moves on one another, and now you gotta think that they gotta go all out and hit some of their biggest shots as MD looks to follow up with that Kingslayer knee.
Looking to send a message, looking to continue to win that title. 2. MD did it!
We have a new champion! MD in his hometown, winning the YouTube title here at Zero Hour.
And then we see MD. He stuck to his game plan. He fed off the energy of this arena. And Carpe Diem, J. Scott, he seized the day. The day was his, and now the YouTube title is his.
The winner of the match and your new YouTube champion, MD.
The champion has been dethroned, the king has been slayed, and a new Irish king of Vindication stands before you, YouTube champion. What a night for MD, and what a match.
Absolutely, that Kingslayer knee able to bring an end to the age of extermination. But now we've got, in my humble opinion, one of the most exciting matches on this whole card, an I Quit match between the two former teammates, Yuri York and the Black Rose, one half of the reigning Wildfire Tag Team Champions.
You mentioned the end of the Age of Extermination. This is the end of a years-long friendship dating all the way back to Season 1. It culminates here tonight, where one of them will be forced to say, I quit.
The following match is an I Quit match. Anything goes, and the only way to win is to make your opponent say, I quit. Introducing first, representing White Lotus, weighing 113 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, Yuri York.
Yuri York making her way into the ring now. And this has got to be an emotional night for York. Going up against the woman who has been friends with you for so long, been champions with you for so long, and then took you out of action for over a month. She's got to be ready.
And her opponent, representing DJC, weighing 120 pounds, currently residing in Tokyo, Japan, the Black Rose.
And the Black Rose coming down to the ring with some new accoutrements, that's French, to take down her former friend, former tag team partner, former partner in, of course, the group that they started together, or at least were two very important members of, the Black Rose.
And we see the mask being worn by the Black Rose, throwing it all the way back to Season 1. When she first joined the White Lotus as Andrea Hudson. Tonight, it all comes to an end. Black Rose, Yuri York, I quit. Let's get this one started.
And these competitors are so tough. It's hard to think of one of them even going close to saying I quit. The only way that I could think to put one of these people down is with a devastating knockout or something like that. I mean, they are just so tough. I can't even think about, like, what kind of punishment will one of them have to deal to the other to make them say that they quit? I can't even fathom it.
Something there was the suplex from Black Rose, and just for the folks at home, reminder, this is no disqualification. Anything goes in this matchup. The only way to win is to make your opponent give up, to make them say, I quit. I can't go on any longer. And with the amount of animosity between these two, you gotta wonder if either of them, not even in terms of toughness, if either of them have the pride to say, I quit.
Absolutely, as Yuri York steps right back in between the rows, but gets caught with a strike there by the Black Rose. The two of them dodging one another.
These two, they know each other so well. Like I said, they've been on the road together for 4 years. Wait a second, dropping her there with that twisting cutter, and York already high on the offense. Now York sending Rose to the outside, and this is where things can start to get deadly, get dangerous. York looking to get a little crazy, looking to feel a little different as she goes to the top rope. Huge spinning wheel kick taking out both her and the Black Rose.
What kind of velocity was she able to achieve there with that top rope maneuver? I mean, the absolute force which that leg must have been spinning with when it collided with the face of the Black Rose there. I mean, it's hard to believe that she wasn't knocked out right there.
Now, oh, wait a second. Kill shot there to Yuri York. These two already firing on all cylinders to start this thing off, and now we see that crossface locked in on the outside. Yuri York refusing to say I quit.
And that I quit can happen anywhere. It does not have to happen in the ring. This whole arena is up to these women to absolutely maul each other, and Yuri York able to fight out of that crossface and firing back. Look at that huge forearm combination right to the face, and then following it up with that gut kick.
And his thing, it doesn't even have to be in this arena. They can, as long as I quit is said by one of these opponents, it doesn't matter where. It could be over at the Blarney Stone, and these two would have won. One of these two would have won the match. But I have the feeling that where this has the most implements on the outside is where it's going to say, as there we see getting stacked right onto her head there with the sudden death. And looking again to try and force that give up, to force her to say I quit there with that crossface just wrenching on the face, on the neck of Yuri York.
From Cork to Galway, this whole nation is the playground of this I Quit match. But these two, they want to really brawl it out. You got to think they're going to stay right in this ring while all the implements of destruction are. But if they wanted to, they could all go all the way to the resting place with Eamon De Valera.
It's now York trying to get some fight back into this one. Kick to the chest of Black Rose, picking her up to her feet now. Just staring her down. You've got to be wondering what's going through the minds of either one of them now as she lays in the clotheslines. Ducks the line, connects with the drop kick, does York, and she is fired up.
The hatred is palpable as she was staring at her like that. Oh, looking to fire up with that super kick combination. Could have knocked her clean out there. And now looking to perhaps fetch an implement of destruction from the outside. Now look, when it comes to these two women, alright, you saw the way that Yuri York was staring at the Black Rose. That is pure hatred. It's almost palpable. You can feel it in the air as she tosses the chair to the side after nailing her with that shot right in the back.
And now I think looking to continue the assault on the back, on the abdomen area, going to the top. The Yuri out connects. But here's the issue with these big high impact moves. It's not going to force someone to say I quit. You need to keep up the offense.
The best way to do it is to catch someone in a submission hold or just keep smacking them with one of those weapons that we have scattered outside the ring and under the apron.
And now we see them just again staring at each other. You've got to feel that this is more than just a war of physicality. This is a war of mind games between the two. York setting Black Rose off, goes for the drop kick. Black Rose able to maneuver her way out of the way. And now went for the kick, gets caught into the headlock, and now dropping them and pulling on that leg. Now lifting up the Black Rose to a knee here. And just the disrespect on display from Yuri York as she slaps her to the ground.
Smacking the taste out of the mouth of the Black Rose there. I mean, she could have lost a tooth with the force of a slap like that. And now, fish hooking the nose and eyes. Black Rose willing to go to any length in order to win this match.
And now, just absolutely, oh my goodness, just bending her almost in half with that stretch muffler there.
Not something you want to be on the receiving end of, but neither is that sit-out jawbreaker from Yuri York, firing Black Rose right into the turnbuckle there, and now flipping over, heading back into the apron.
Oh, and there we see Black Rose spitting out blood into the face of Yuri York, and York having none of it. She's now setting up for that big, and a kick to even the odds from Black Rose.
Right in the pelvic region there.
A straight right hand drops York, and this is taking their toll on both members of this match. But I think Black Rose looking to put York away now. The running...
ASMR knee, that might be the last thing that Yuri York ever hears. The smack of that knee connecting with her skull.
And now just look at the assault by York, continuing to fight, not staying down.
But neither is Black Rose, and you gotta think Yuri York is suffering after taking Black Rose's biggest shot right there. Fired with that huge side slam face buster.
And now York looking for a bow and arrow here. And we saw her targeting the back earlier with that chair, looking to make Black Rose give up, looking to make her say, I quit. The referee is at perfect distance.
He's waiting for her to say it. Is she going to give up right here? No. Looking to finish off Yuri York, but Yuri able to get Black Rose off of her. Oh, but firing right back, catching her in that double leg Boston Crab.
And we saw this just last week. York, it doesn't matter. Black Rose, she said, I quit. She gave up.
Black Rose has quit the match. Yuri York is victorious.
After 4 long years, Yuri York has come out the better between her and Black Rose. What a brutal contest, to say the least.
Both of them laid in some of their best shots, but in the end, Yuri York was able to triumph over the Black Rose.
The winner of the match, Yuri York.
And now as Yuri York stands victorious over her former friend.
Celebrating a well-deserved win.
And we see a handshake between the two. These two maybe found a newfound respect for each other again. Wait a second! Black Rose obviously still not too happy with the result of that match.
I thought these two were going to settle their differences, but it looks like the Black Rose has other plans in mind. Oh God. What's she doing here? I thought she was finished, but she's giving Yuri York a malicious look in there. Oh, she's pulling out the chair from under the ring. Oh my God!
I think that might have been the same chair actually York used earlier, now being used against her, as she has been hit repeatedly. And we see EMTs coming down, trying to get York some sort of help, some sort of medical attention here, as she has been brutalized with that chair after an already brutal match, and the Black Rose just looking on maliciously.
A bit of poetic justice with that chair. What's the Black Rose doing? No.
I don't think she's done. I think she's far from over with this, as now just flipping York off the stretcher.
Oh my God.
At this point, this is just gratuitous from the Black Rose. She's made her point. She's done her damage, throwing her face first into the ring apron there, and now sending her into the steel steps, and that might dislocate her shoulder on top of the chair shots, and the push-up stretcher, and we see she has removed the padding from the off the side area. This is getting absurd here.
No. Sudden death. Oh God. This is too much. This is too much even for me. I get someone get out here and stop this, for God's sake. Oh my God.
See the sudden death to New York. You may have just seen the sudden death of the White Lotus as we move on from one women's match. I was going to say New York might be able to challenge the winner of this match, but as we move on to Amber Arcade with Sylvia Maestral, this is another one that's been brewing for quite a bit here. And should be quite the interesting contest after what we just saw.
Yeah, I just need a second. That was you know, I'm not a nice guy, okay? But that was something else. But I guess our next contest here. Sorry. Let me pull it together. Amber Arcade, you know, she's been on a real tear recently, and now she's looking to challenge for the Vindication Women's Championship. I'm sorry, Mr. Shaw. You just
Yeah, no, I'll take this. Don't worry. But Amber Arcade sort of having this opportunity fall into her lap a little bit here. As she beat Olivia Maestral 1 week before Maestral won that title. And then it was announced after she won it that her first challenger would be Amber Arcade. And, you know, I don't want to make it seem like it's a fluke that Amber got it, because just last week she pinned Olivia Maestral in tag team action. She's definitely earned her spot in this match to become #1 contender. But can she come up with the victory? She's become women's champion before, but can she do it one more time?
The Church of Steel and Olivia Maestral are looking to pick people. Oh my goodness. Now speaking of which, Olivia Maestral, she said that she was going to come out here by herself, but she's being accompanied by both Isaac and Max Shearman. You got to think that's going to give her some kind of advantage during this matchup. And quite frankly, it's very smart. I mean, look, if you have friends, all right, if you have people who can cheer you on, strengthen your spirits, and maybe, you know, distract the referee a little bit or something like that, you're going to want them at ringside with you. So quite frankly, I applaud Olivia Maestral's forethought. This is how she was able to win the championship from Rox in the first place, and I'm very glad to see that she's replicating her victory strategy here against Amber Arcade, her first challenger.
Yes, the Star Chaser, the Vindication was champion, bringing out the insurance policy on the outside. And if I'm Amber Arcade, you've now got eyes on all sides of your head. Because we've seen them get involved before, and I have a hunch we might very well see them get involved again here tonight.
The following match is for the Vindication Women's Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing 172 pounds, from Cardiff, Wales, Amber Arcade. And your champion, representing the Church of Steel, weighing 150 pounds, from Bogota, Colombia, your Vindication Women's Champion, Olivia Maestral.
Well, as Amber Arcade looks at the title, she's also going to have to be looking at the two people on the outside, as Olivia Maestral, like I said, her insurance policy outside of the ring. This is going to be quite the interesting contest.
Yeah, you wouldn't really know about having friends at ringside, would you, Mr. Shaw? Anyway, Olivia Maestral looking to start it off hot with an elbow, but Amber Arcade able to counter it and fire off a chop of her own. Amber Arcade might have the speed advantage, but Olivia Maestral definitely has the reach advantage here.
Yes, and this is very much going to be technicality versus power here, as Olivia Maestral, very much so a submission specialist, but Amber Arcade, despite her petite size, easily pound for pound the strongest wrestler in the CWL.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The Super Amber Bomb is a absolute work of strength, power, and honestly, I'm scared of it, because she can lift up rocks and toss her like a sack of hot rocks, no pun intended. And she's the size of a middle schooler. So you've got to feel that that is quite an intimidating force in such a small pack.
Oh, I completely agree. The power that Amber Arcade has on her side is very intimidating, but you got to think that the athleticism and technical prowess of Olivia Maestral will make it hard for her to exhibit some of that signature offense that she likes to employ here, as she's dropped throat first on the top rope.
Absolutely. Now Olivia drop kick connects, and you've got to wonder if maybe she wasn't planning on having the church with her tonight. But after being pinned by Amber, she decided, maybe she could use the little extra helping hand.
Absolutely, after nailing that, oh my gosh, slamming her head on the mat and then following it up with that arm breaker combination there.
Yeah, now though the tables have turned and it's Olivia Maestral that's on the back foot here. Amber Arcade raining down the offense. And I've got to ask you, Jay, I mean, Amber Arcade, even though she's coming in as the challenger, is she maybe the favorite, given the fact that she has beaten Olivia Maestral twice recently?
I gotta say, I would put it, I would say that before that pinfall happened, I would put it at more like 60-40, but after Olivia was unfortunately taken out by Amber in that contest, it's got to be more like 50-50 now. This match is a real toss-up, but with the added variable of having the Church of Steel at ringside, you've got to think that the odds have shifted pretty definitively in the corner of Olivia Maestral.
Very well could, as now we see her getting hung up on that middle rope is Amber Arcade, and now a big knee to the back of Amber. This is where things can get tricky. Lifting her up, and I think Olivia Maestral looking to induce some shuttle sickness there.
One of her most devastating maneuvers, used to crushing effect here. But Amber Arcade not quite done yet.
No such in the power game as Olivia Maestral. We talked a lot about Amber Arcade, but we've seen the power on display from Maestral before, and she might be looking to display it here tonight as she just tosses her in the air. Maybe looking to do it again. The flapjack again from Olivia Maestral.
Now that is exactly the kind of power that we were talking about earlier. My goodness! And once again, just slamming her face right on the mat there, and looking for it again. My goodness, ragdolling her across the ring. This is exactly the way to kind of drive your size into the mind of your opponent when you're just manhandling them or woman-handling like that. Pardon me.
Yeah, Amber Arcade got to feel starting to get sick of being tossed around. Olivia Maestral keeping up the offense, and now we see her just yanking at the arm, looking to set up for the ultimate lose or that armbar leg lock combination we've seen her use in the past. But right now, I think she's looking to go into space and looking to get some zero gravity, but she's got the knees up, did Amber Arcade, and now this could be Amber Arcade's chance. But Olivia Maestral right back on the arm.
Oh my goodness, and a crushing bit of offense there that was deflected by Amber Arcade, taking out the zero gravity. But what's Amber Arcade looking for now? Oh my goodness!
Got her up on
Super Amber Bomb! Slamming her back, driving the breath out of her lungs.
There we see it, the hook of the leg, and what should have been a 3 count is now being disrupted due to interference by the Church of Steel.
You know what? If the referee didn't want to get distracted by them, he should have paid more attention to the pinfall. Quite frankly, this is the thing. Amber Arcade should have been prepared for this. She should have taken out the Church of Steel before she started focusing on Olivia Maestral. Everything that happens from this point on, completely justified in the face of the Church of Steel.
Yes, and now Amber Arcade being taken down by Maestral. And this is why I said the numbers give us so important. Amber Arcade had this match signed, sealed, delivered. She was going to have the women's title. But now we see Maestral back on the offense after the distraction from Isaac. Isaac, also the same person that was so instrumental in the match against Rox. The Church of Steel, they have a set game plan, and they are sticking to it here tonight. But right now, Amber Arcade, she learned that one from fighting bears, and there we see Isaac once again getting involved.
Isaac's got to watch himself now or he's going to be ejected from ringside. He's really got to be cutting it close.
Yes, but we saw Amber not go to the cover because she saw Isaac get onto the rope. She sort of knew she was going to have to, wait. But now we see Mistral going up and over after that suplex. And there we see it. German suplex from Mistral.
Very impressive technical offense. And now perhaps looking once again for that shuttle sickness, airplane spin, TKO combination. And that could very well be the thing that takes out Amber Arcade here tonight.
Yeah, if you just saw, Amber Arcade is absolutely dead weight right now. And I don't think Olivia Mistral is done as we see her locking in the Ultima Luz. And that might just be enough, wrenching on the face of Amber Arcade. Amber in extreme pain right now. And Olivia not able to get the submission, choosing to break it off.
She could feel her grip slipping, just like her grip on this match might be slipping after taking that huge jawbreaker. And oh my god!
Wait a second. Oh, we see it. Locked up once again, that crucifix super Amber bomb. But now Isaac once more getting involved and once more saving Olivia Mistral. And Olivia Mistral, by all rights, should no longer be champion. But Isaac has saved her title not once, not twice, but 3 times now. But now we see Amber looking for that crossface, looking to get the tap out submission here, looking to put Olivia away and to claim the women's title. But not enough.
She's got to nail another one of those super Amber bombs if she wants to get the victory here. But that might be hard, but she just got caught with that drop toe hold from Olivia Mistral. My goodness.
And now we see that spinning leg lock there from Mistral. Shades of Terry Funk from the Star Chaser. And like I said, it seems every time Amber Arcade right about to win this match, we see Isaac get involved. And now Mistral might have a chance to capitalize here, but Amber taking her out from under her. But gets caught with the lariat, and now Mistral starting to fire up.
Swooping the leg out from under her and now getting ready to deliver perhaps one of her most devastating maneuvers. What's she looking for now?
I think she's debating whether or not to go for the zero gravity after she got the knees up before. Instead, going once more for shuttle sickness. And again, it looks as if Amber Arcade is out cold. Hook over the leg, and I think we just saw the retention.
God! Amber Arcade kicked out. My God, she's able to win
the third shuttle sickness. And Olivia Mistral not wasting any time, going up top, looking to put the exclamation point on it. Zero gravity connects.
Amber Arcade is hanging on by a thread here, but that's gotta be it after taking
that thread may have just been cut in half by the Church of Steel.
And Olivia Mistral retaining her Vindication Women's Championship.
By hook or by crook, the Church of Steel come out with 2 wins here tonight. One of them retaining that Vindication Women's title. And you've got to feel, if you're Amber Arcade, this is a supremely disappointing night, but also how close you were on so many occasions.
The winner of the match and still your Vindication Women's Champion, Olivia Mistral.
Well, we go from the end of one title match to the deciding of another. Both these men want one shot at Michael Young. For some of them, it's their first. For some of them, it's one more chance. And they have to go through tables here tonight to get that shot at Mary Mayhem.
Iron tables match to determine the #1 contender for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship. Which of these 2 men will be going up against the best there is, the Lord of the Lariat, Michael Young?
15 minutes on the clock here tonight. It all comes down to this.
The main event of Zero Hour is an Iron Tables match. Introducing first, weighing 185 pounds, from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Pistolero.
And the history between these two men cannot be understated, Jay. They are even in Iron Tables matches. The first in CWL history, was won by Pistolero, and it was a blowout against Harris. The last time these two faced off in Iron Tables, it was a triple threat match, also including Chris Princess Harris coming out on top and winning the YouTube Championship. Now these two face off once again, one-on-one, and it's definitely going to be heated, to say the least.
There's even more hatred, even more emotion. I mean, Super Pro Pistolero's company that he runs was basically cost from him because of the actions of Harris during that Kumite tournament.
And his opponent, weighing 250 pounds, from Tacoma, Washington, Harris.
And
the man. This man, I mean, look, there's history between him and my associate Michael Young, alright? They used to be the Misfits, they used to be the kings of CWL with the tag team championships around their waist. But those days are far gone. Michael Young beat this man fair and square for that Vindication Heavyweight Championship, and now he wants to climb back up the mountain and challenge the best there is for that title? I don't think so. He's going to have to go through Pistolero if he even wants a shot at Vindication World Championship gold in Merry Mayhem.
I mean, you mentioned, and we've talked about before, Michael Young, for our money, maybe the greatest wrestler in the world right now. But both these men have been absolutely MVPs of Vindication since the start of the year. And with 15 minutes on the clock, I don't know who's the favorite in this one.
Starting it off strong, even contest here as the two of them toss one another into the turnbuckle.
And a reminder, you have to put the opponent through the table for it to count as a point. If you fall through it and the opponent did nothing, then it doesn't count as a point. But if you put someone through it, then you get one up in this matchup. And Pistolero, the inventor of the stipulation, knows that better than anyone else.
Absolutely. I mean, what an idea, an Iron Tables match. It's just fantastic, and it just really encapsulates the brutality that these two have to go through in order to get a shot at one of the most prestigious championships in all of CWL, that Vindication Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely.
Of course, I do have a bit of a vested interest in this match, of course, as Michael Young is my associate. But both of these two, I mean, when it comes to a headliner match, I cannot think of anything more staggering than Michael Young against one of these two men at Merry Mayhem.
Absolutely. And now we see Pistolero. No tables introduced so far in the opening 2 minutes of this matchup. But, the thing is, the easier your opponent is to put through a table, the easier it is for you to get points. And I think both these men just looking to brutalize the other to make it that much easier to send them through some hard wood.
You gotta think, even if you get an advantage in this very early stage of the matchup, for example, let's say you put your opponent through 2 tables in the next couple of minutes, you still have to hang on and survive for the remainder of this matchup, alright? You can't win this match at the beginning. The match can only be decided at the end. And that is what both of these competitors have to realize as they start planning their strategy for the opening minutes of this contest.
And there we see that suplex into the power slam by Pistolero. And now, bringing in the first table 2 minutes deep into the match. This could start to get violent very quickly. Now, setting it up in the corner. And this could be... we saw the tables match last week on Nemesis Super Show. We saw Zach Anderson put Raymondo through the table with that buckle bomb. Could we be seeing Pistolero going for something similar right now? Wait, Harris toss him up against the table.
Now these two are fighting for all their worth. They don't want to be the one to get the first point loss in this matchup. They want to be the one who has a little bit of an edge here. And they are fighting for all their worth. And quite frankly, that's a lot. I mean, these are two of the most legendary competitors in CWL history.
And not even just legendary competitors in history, just legendary for this season alone. I mean, Harris having his world title reign this season. And then Pistolero, arguably the most legendary tag team title run we have ever seen in CWL history. You know, you've got to feel this is a clash of titans right now. And I couldn't think of a more apt #1 contenders match than these two men.
I can't either. And Pistolero, the man with the strength of 10, looking to power Michael Young. Oh my goodness. Sorry, pardon me. Harris slamming him against the table. My mind is firmly set on that future main event, but the here and now is just as exciting as these two star-studded competitors battle it out. They both want to put each other through that table, but who will be the one to do it first?
I think Harris got Pistolero on his shoulders. Lawn darts him through, and Harris is up by 1 point. And this is bad for Pistolero, because now he is on the back pedal.
Having this early disadvantage, it's bad, but it's not unfixable, all right? If Pistolero just gets it together a little bit, he can easily tie up the score right here. He just has to get Harris up, get another table in the ring, or even out of the ring, and put him through it. But oh my goodness, look, Harris catching him here with that single D face breaker. But Pistolero pops right back up as Harris flips him over and nails him with that horror bomb!
And you know, I don't think many people were expecting this to be the way the match started, with Harris going 1-up. And that isn't a dig at Harris's competitive. If we remember the last time these two went 1-on-1 in an Iron Tables match, it was a slaughter for Pistolero. Harris got 1 point total after 15 minutes, and it took him 10 minutes to get that one. So to see him in 5 minutes be up 1-0 against the creator of the Iron Tables match, it definitely sets good sights for Harris as he sets up his second table.
I couldn't agree more as Pistolero crawls away, trying to get away from this implement of destruction, but Harris getting him right there. Oh my goodness, and looking to increase his lead even more. 2-0.
And now it's, before it was not big of a worry for Pistolero, but now that it's a 2-point deficit, he has got to start laying on the gas. He has got to start making up the difference. Because whenever you're down by 1, you've always got that mindset of you just need 1 more table. But now that you're down by 2, Harris can go through a table and still be in the lead. He's got 9 minutes, go for a third of the way through this match. Pistolero needs to come up with something big here.
3/5 of this match remain, if my math is right. And look, as experienced an in-ring competitor as I am, I have a question for you, Mr. Shaw. As you've seen more Iron Tables matches than me, what strategy does Pistolero have to employ here in this star-studded main event in order to capture the lead?
I mean, like I said, he needs to lay on the gas. He's down by 2. In his match type, he cannot afford to let the clock start to tick away. And if I'm Harris, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to be on the offense. He could just leave the arena and Pistolero couldn't catch him. Pistolero needs to keep on the offense. He needs to get on the gas. But right now, I think he may have just implemented his own destruction here by introducing that table. But no, trying to fight his way out of it. Pistolero saving himself from certain doom.
And Harris here. Oh, look at that! Pistolero with that fireman carry, able to just whip Harris through that table, crashing him and splintering the wood. My goodness, what a way to get first point.
And it's that simple. You just have to get him through the table, nothing flashy about it. And Pistolero now, it's doable. It's only 1 table away from tying this up as we get 20 seconds away from the halfway point of this match. And now Harris goes for a cutter there. Just really gets caught with the lariat, ducks it. And now these two just jockeying for position. Neither one wants to be on the back foot. arm drag, the Lucha style there from Pistolero, taking him down. Going for a Vea con Diablo, not able to lift up Harris. Forearm strike, these two going back and forth, Jay. Spine buster by Pistolero. I am jacked up right now.
Me too. This is an adrenaline-pumping matchup, but Pistolero has got to be thinking about putting Harris through another table. He simply does not have the time to waste without evening up the score here. You got to think, not only is he behind, he has less than half of this match to regain the lead. A lead which, sorry, quite frankly, I said regain the lead. I mean gain the lead. He never had it in the first place. If he wants that exclusive title shot at Michael Young and Mary Mayhem, he's got to start working right now.
Yeah, Pistolero, he's someone who, if you remember back to Supremacy, he was in the Supremacy Cup final. He knows what it's like to fight from underneath. The difference is, can he do what he couldn't do at Supremacy Cup? Can he make the comeback here as he goes for the CWK on Harris? Harris out like a light, and this is Pistolero's perfect opportunity to set up the table.
Bruiserweight killer right on Harris's head. And the question is, can he follow it up with a bit of table-shattering offense? Harris right back up to his feet. Oh my goodness, now Pistolero's in the dangerous spot here as Harris drags him towards the table, looking to put even more splinters in the back of Pistolero.
Pistolero done a good job of noticing when he's in danger and trying to fight his way out of it. Harris, though, trying to gape the lead at a 2-point distance. He wants that safety net. Got Pistolero up against the table now. And what has he got in mind here? Harris, we rarely see him go to the skies, but better now than never. And a big splash. And that goes up to 3-1.
Nailing the third point there as he follows up with those forearm strikes, but Pistolero firing up with that huge side slam.
And Jay, this is what's so important. At Global Warning, when Harris won that Iron Tables match to become YouTube champion, he won with 3 points. Pistolero had 1. We are in that exact same spot. This time, though, Pistolero has 5 minutes to make up the difference.
And what happens if these two tie? Does it go to sudden death?
Do they both become number one contender? Do neither of them do? We don't know. But right now, we see Pistolero, Vea con Diablo, connects as we hit the 5-minute mark, and the time is ticking away for Pistolero.
Mwah, chef's kiss. A beautiful Vea con Diablo from Pistolero there. You gotta love to see it as he looks to follow up with more signature offense, looking for that jumping kick as as Harris slides in with that knee strike. But able to... Oh my goodness, look at that sick drop kick.
And Harris playing it smart, rolling to the outside where the table is not. Of course, there's our announce table. Really hope they don't come over here. But Pistolero now. Oh, wait a second, Pistolero may have just got caught by Harris. As Harris now looking to continue to widen the gap, but Pistolero fighting his heart out.
Less than a third of this match remains. Will Pistolero be able to make up the difference, or will Harris solidify his lead even further with this table that's in the ring right now?
These two are fighting dangerously close to that table. Neither one wants to put a position where they can be put through. You see the reverse DDT there by Harris, and Harris wisely removing the table from immediate danger, making it so Pistolero can't so quickly even up this score.
And now, tossing him into the table here.
I think it's Harris looking to widen the gap, looking once more. Wait a second. Reverse DDT by Pistolero, saving himself in this matchup.
He was looking for another one of those snake eyes right into the turnbuckle there through the table, but Pistolero able to reverse it, and now going for perhaps a buckle bomb. Oh my God! Pistolero gets once again with that second point, closing the lead on Harris, but he only has 3 minutes left, picking up a chair. That's not the kind of furniture he needs to win the match.
I think he saw how quickly Harris was able to get up after that powerbomb through the table. I think he's looking to keep Harris down for good.
Oh my
Suplex
God!
Power slam on the chair. And
Jack
now he's got,
right across the back. My goodness.
he's got all the time in the world to go look for a table. But he's not got all the time in the world. He's got 2 minutes, 40 seconds. But Harris is down. And
Look for a
Pistolero
table.
having issues finding a table underneath the ring. I mean, they've gone through quite a few, Jay. There might not be many left. They might have to use ours. I didn't want to tell them that was an option, but they might very well have to.
You've got a wooden personality. If they go through you, does that count as a point?
Well,
And
anyways,
Pistolero firing up on the outside here. Look at that devastating strike to the face.
I mean, you're the one
Gentlemen,
using 90% of the desk. You'd be the one most in danger.
Gentlemen, if you need an extra table, my commentary partner right here is happy to help. Oh my goodness, Harris jumping out of the ring with that chair.
And now going straight after Pistolero with it as we have 2 minutes left in this matchup. And that shot right to the back of the head. Pistolero might very well be on Dream Street.
1 minute. Just 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Can Pistolero collapse this lead that Harris has gotten, or will Harris barely skate out with a victory?
Harris, it's been a while since Harris has put anyone through a table. Pistolero, he needs to go and make up that difference as he sends Harris into the ring. But he doesn't have a table. He's only got 1:14. I think he's looking to keep Harris down so we can go grab one. Big splash connects, but now Pistolero's got to hurry. 1 minute left on the clock.
Come on, Pistolero, if you want to win, you gotta move. Grab one of those tables. There he goes. He wasn't able to find one on the other side of the ring, but here we go. There's still tables and plenty on this side.
And now he's got 60 seconds. Harris, all he has to do is not get put through that table. And we see him almost using the ropes as a bridge to try and set up Harris. Then we see the Northern Lights. I think he's going to try to put it into a brainbuster. Like I say, he wants to keep Harris down as long as he can so he can get that table set up. And this is his moment. He's got the table in play.
Seconds.
As now he's got in the corner. This could be it. 22 seconds remain.
Come on, Pistolero, if you've got to win, you've got to move. Get Harris through that table.
15 seconds. Pistolero, he's got him set up for the buckle bomb. 10, 9, 8. He did it. It's tied up.
5 seconds left. We have a tie.
This is going to go to... What happens now? Is it sudden death? Do neither of them win? Do both of them win? What happens?
I'm sure that our chairman will come to a decision. Both of them struggling here.
Well, the referee pointing Pistolero, but it's a draw. It's a draw. Neither man won. I don't know what to say. I genuinely am in a state of confusion, Jay.
Whoa. Hold on, guys. By my count, that match isn't over yet. Yeah, the 15 minutes have come and gone, and you guys got an equal score. But what that means is that this match is a draw. We don't have a winner. We promised the people here in Dublin a win. So here's what we're going to do. We're going into overtime. The next man to put the other one through a table is going to be declared the winner. And that's the one that's going to face Michael Young at Merry Mayhem 4. Good luck.
Well, I guess we're going into overtime, Jay. Our night isn't over. The Dublin crowd is ready.
You heard the chairman. We're going to overtime. First table break to a finish to crown the #1 contender at Merry Mayhem.
Oh my God. This is as close as it can get. And Dublin crowd is going crazy here. We thought that was it. We thought we were going to have to figure out next time with Vindication. But no, we're finding out who wins right now. I've got chills. I have got little goosebumps all over me, Jay.
Me too. Feel the hair on my arm and standing straight up. I'm sorry for speaking over you, but I am just full of adrenaline right now. Look at these two contenders. They are laying it all on the line to get that opportunity. A tied iron tables match. Has that ever happened?
Not in my lifetime. Pistolero now. Both these men with so much to gain, so much to win, so much to lose. Pistolero never has never had a one-on-one chance for a world championship here in the CWL. Harris, he wants his revenge against his former tag team partner, and now in the first ever overtime in any Iron Man stipulation, these two battling back and forth. Everything is to play for. Pop-up punch and Pistolero might be out.
We are making history here tonight. CWL Universe, drink it in because this is electric.
This is it. Oh, wait a second. Uranagi catches the lariat from Pistolero. But here's the thing. Neither one has introduced a table yet, but Pistolero staggering very close to ours. Well, these two, I think both going over to the same table. And Pistolero wisely undoing the table, keeping it out of play for right now. He wants to wait until he has that advantage, but right now getting dropped head first with that elbow to the back of the skull.
Elbow smash right to the back of the head. That'll give you a concussion. It'll rattle your brain. It'll rattle your spine. I don't know if Pistolero will be able to come back from something like that. Following up with a knee to the face by Harris, and then that sliding knee strike driving Pistolero's face once again right into the canvas. Those solid wood boards under that less than an inch of padding that we have here in CWL, and slamming him down with that powerbomb. My goodness, what a combination from these two individuals.
I don't think I've ever seen Harris as determined, at least not since Endgame 3 have I seen him as determined as he is right now. Rolling through, looking for that air raid crash neck breaker, dropping him headfirst onto the knee. And this is where Harris has his moment. He has got Pistolero down right where he wants him. He needs to capitalize here.
That flurry of striking offense, if he looks to follow up with that straight jacket DDT.
Both men have poured every bit of gas they have in the tank, but Pistolero, that disrespect with the slap, and now got Harris locked up on that second rope. A slap to the back of the head. Pistolero taking the fight to Harris.
And nailing him, pasting him across the face with those hard knuckles of Pistolero. He's a proficient grappler and a proficient striker, as we've seen in spades in this matchup. And a table has still not been introduced into the ring.
No, it is not. And now we see Harris able to break that double leg takedown. And the huge bicycle kick may have just given Harris the opening to introduce the table. And this might very well be the table that decides this match. This thing breaks, and whoever goes through it will not be going to Michael Young. And now Harris thinking of where the perfect spot would be, and now setting it up center of the ring. Both these men know this could very well be the end. Both these men know this could very well be their ticket. Oh, wait a second, Harris sends him off. Oh, but just barely not able to put him through the table.
I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this, but every time a table has been set up straight in the ring, not leaned up against the corner, Pistolero is the one who's been able to get the point from it. Harris is a little bit dangerous right now as he sets it up in the middle of the ring as opposed to on the corner.
Well, if you remember, Harris jumped through the table that Pistolero was set up on. But you might have a point. Pistolero might be about to end things here, slamming him headfirst against the table. But Harris fighting, knowing that table could be his undoing. Both these men, neither one wants to lose here. Both men want that main event shot at Michael Young. And then we see the lariat from Harris.
Here's my question, though. You're absolutely right about Harris jumping through that table, by the way. That was my mistake. But I just countered it, and quite frankly, you know what? Quite wisely on my part, because I don't even know if Harris has the strength left to climb to the top rope and launch himself off through a table. I mean, that just might be too much to ask of him at this point in this match. These two competitors have gone through a grueling matchup so far, absolutely beating the crap out of one another in our main event here of 0 Hour in Dublin, Ireland.
Absolutely, and the fans are all on their feet. And right now, Pistolero, I thought he was going for the German suplex, instead the back suplex there. And now, again, both these men, they know their win condition, and they know how it's possible for them to lose. It is 3-3. It is in overtime. Whoever gets that fourth table right there very well could lose the match, and Harris is in dangerous waters. As now, lifted up onto the shoulders. Wait a second. Powerbomb position. Harris fighting desperately to stay alive.
He knows how important this next table is. This is the deciding factor. Pistolero firing back there with that huge drop kick, right, catching Harris right in the jaw. My goodness.
And you saw Harris open himself up to attacks, but he wanted to fold up that table. He did not want to keep himself in a vulnerable position. And now Pistolero. Both these men, it's at an even playing field. There's no table set up. Holy hell, Scott. I don't know how Pistolero even has the strength to keep this up.
Mr. Shaw, we are witnessing perhaps one of the greatest matches that I have ever seen in CWL, and I am so excited that I get this front row seat right here at the commentary table to witness it. Look at this. Pistolero setting up that table in the corner, now looking as Harris tries to drag himself away, but Pistolero not letting him get away that easily. Looking to toss him into the corner, but Harris right there reversing the Irish whip, tossing him onto the apron. Huge forearm strike, knocks him off of there, right into the side of the apron there, or right to the ringside area.
And now these two just battling back and forth on the outside, and Harris once again, that elbow strike sending him into the barricade. And again, it's so dangerous, every aspect of this match. And Harris now, the sit-up pile driver onto the padded concrete, the move that won him the Vindication World title might just be the move. Oh, wait a second. Pistolero now continuing to fight on his own. And both these men, neither one wanting to lose.
Pistolero's got to be operating on pure adrenaline there. I mean, he just took a pile driver, a spine-crunching, vertebrae-destroying pile driver.
Vertebrae.
Oh my God! The horror bomb once again from Harris onto the neck of Pistolero. My God!
And now Harris setting up his grand design, setting up his win condition for Pistolero, playing a bit of possum, and now setting Harris into the corner. Pistolero, is he about to punch his ticket to Midsummer's Mayhem as he got Harris up, and Pistolero does it?
Pistolero is going to Merry Mayhem to challenge for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship. Oh my God!
Holy hell, what a contest. And what, not even just the contest in the regulations, overtime in itself was one of the greatest tables matches we've ever seen. And now, we have our match, Michael Young versus Pistolero at Merry Mayhem. By God, what a match.
The winner of the main event and your new #1 contender for the Vindication Championship, Pistolero.
Well, as it may be the 0 hour here tonight in Dublin, it looks to be high noon coming up at Merry Mayhem as Pistolero has his sights set on Michael Young. And on behalf of Jay Scott and everyone here at CWL, I've been Alexander Shaw, bidding you a very farewell adieu.